for identifying with us here at Fountain University for the 14th Convocation Ceremony. It's been a week-long activity that commenced on Wednesday, the 8th day of January 2025, and today is the 5th day in the week-long ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by eminent personalities, and in no distant time, we will be taking the anthems of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that of Osun State, and that of Fountain University to signal the commencement of the program. Once again, I want to thank you most sincerely for taking out of your time to join us here at Fountain University. Respectfully, please let us rise now to take the anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to commence the program. The anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Very much. You can please have a seat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please let's settle down very quickly. Thank you most sincerely. Thank you very much. Thank you. The chairman of the occasion, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of this state, Governor Usman Ododo, ably represented by Professor Abdulrahman Salau, the chairman, NASFAT Board of Trustee, the president, NASFAT Worldwide, the chairman, NASFAT National Council of Elders, the NASFAT Chief Missioner Worldwide, the chairman, Board of Trustees, Fountain University, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, Fountain University Governing Council, other NASFAT BOT members here present and those joining us virtually, other NASFAT national executives here present, and of course those joining us virtually, other members of Fountain University Board of Trustees here present and those joining us virtually, other members of Fountain University Governing Council here present, and those joining us virtually. Our esteemed Convocation lecturer, Right Honorable Dimeji Bankole, the 11th Speaker of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Traditional rulers here present, spiritual leaders here present. Vice Chancellor, Fountain University, Professor Layinka Karim, other members of Fountain University Management Team, deans of colleges and heads of departments here present. Respected the husband of the Vice Chancellor, members of the family of the Vice Chancellor, the immediate past Vice Chancellor of Fountain University, and other past management staff of Fountain University, distinguished invited guests, most especially the immediate past Chairman, Fountain University Board of Trustees, the immediate past Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council, Fountain University, our distinguished donors, the G5, the INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner and representative of the Director of DSS here present, distinguished guests, members of staff of Fountain University, students of Fountain University, and particularly students who will be graduating tomorrow, members of the press, friends and well-wishers of the university here present, and those joining us virtually, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of Fountain University, Professor Layinka Karim, I want to sincerely and warmly welcome you to the 14th Convocation Lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by individuals and dignitaries who have sacrificed a lot to be with us here, and most particularly our Convocation lecturer. Thank you most sincerely for identifying with us. We appreciate you. Pray to Allah to continue to reward you abundantly. Without wasting time, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite to give us the opening prayer the Chief Missioner of NASFAT Worldwide, Al-Imam Al-Sheikh Maruf Abdulaziz Onike, to please come forward. Please let's appreciate him as he comes forward to give the opening prayer.
Let us rise up for the opening prayer. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Walillahi alhamd. Allahu Akbar kabira. والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونفس عبدا وهذا جودا وهذا من عذاب وعدا لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا الله مخلصين له دينا ولو كره الكافرون اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد سلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. Oh Allah, you are the first without any beginning. You are the last without any point of termination. You do whatever you like, but you will never make any mistake. You are the Lord of all lords. You are the King of all kings. You are the Master of all masters. You are the Judge of all judges. We are committing this event to your hand. May you be with us from beginning to the end of the program. We are starting in your name by saying Bismillah Rahman Rahim. May you give us the opportunity to say Alhamdulillah at the end of the program. Ijai Fatiha. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Rahman Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, that was the Chief Missioner of NASFAT Worldwide, Al-Imam Sheikh Maruf Abdulaziz Onike. Very distinguished guests, as it is our tradition here at Fountain University, being a faith-based university, every fora like this, when we have the opportunity to gather to listen to thoughtful discussion, we also take our time to listen to short recitations from the glorious Quran, reminding us rather about the divine book. It's on that note I want to welcome to this podium one of our students, the Amir of Fountain University Muslim Student Society, Malam Muaz Mansour, to please come forward to give us a very short recitation from the glorious Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها والله خبير بما تعملون. صدق الله العظيم.
Very much, ladies and gentlemen. For those of us who might just be visiting Fountain University for the very first time, that is one of the proof that here at Fountain University, we do not just focus on academic excellence, we also prioritize spiritual excellence. Just yesterday, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we had joined us the Chief Imam of our land to celebrate the completion of the Quran for some of our students who took their time to learn about Allah and His word. And it was a very powerful moment yesterday. We pray to Allah to continue to bless all of these students and grant them success. On that note, I want to quickly introduce distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the personalities we have in our midst today. I want to start with the chairman of today's occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please join me to appreciate the Executive Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency, Governor Usman, will be represented here by Professor Abdurrahman Salau. Thank you very much, sir. We sincerely appreciate your coming. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to also appreciate the presence of the Chairman, Board of Trustee, NASFAT Worldwide, Al-Haj Abdul Latif Wali Olashipo. Thank you very much, sir. I also want to recognize the presence of the President, NASFAT Worldwide, Al-Haj Dr. Ayodeji Abdulwaheed Abdul Rauf. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I also want to recognize the presence of the Chairman, NASFAT National Council of Elders, Al-Haj Yunus Olali Consalio. Ladies and gentlemen, he led our opening prayer a moment ago, the Chief Missioner of NASFAT Worldwide, Sheikh Al-Imam Maruf Abdul Aziz Omuke. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I want to recognize the presence of the Chairman, Board of Trustees, Fountain University, Professor Malam Yusuf Olaolu Ali SAN. Thank you very much. I also want to recognize the presence of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, Fountain University Governing Council, Dr. Awa Ibrahim FCA. Thank you very much. I recognize every NASFAT DOT members here present. Thank you very much for coming. I also especially recognize the presence of the Secretary, NASFAT National Council of Elders, Al-Aja Arugundadi. Thank you very much, ma'am. I also recognize NASFAT National Executive here present. I want to single out the NASFAT National Women Affairs Secretary, Al-Aja Ganiyat Omawumi Babalola. I use you as a point of contact to appreciate and recognize all women of Alijanna. Thank you very much, ma'am. I also want to recognize all members of Fountain University Board of Trustees here present. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, Fountain University Governing Council members, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned the other time that a lot of us have taken a lot of sacrifice for us to be here today. And leading that park, most sincerely, is our convocation lecturer. A few days ago, regretfully, he lost his mom. And when we got the news, the Vice Chancellor was panicking, thinking he would not be able to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding applause. But before that, please let us, as a whole, as a congregation, recite Surah Al-Ikhlas for the late mom. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. We pray to Allah to continue to bless Mama and of course grant the family, including our convocation lecturer, the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to appreciate our convocation lecturer, the 11th Speaker of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Right Honorable Dimeji Bankole. Thank you very much, sir. We sincerely appreciate you. Thank you most sincerely. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I also want to recognize the presence of our former chairman, Fountain University Board of Trustees, ladies and gentlemen, Al-Haj Abdulwaheed Yinka Adeola. Thank you very much. I'm very sure he's going to find me at the end of this event again. Please, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate Al-Haj Dr. Abdulwaheed Yinka Adeola. Thank you very much. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the presence of the immediate past Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, Fountain University Governing Council, Vice Admiral Dr. Jubrila Ayala, GCON. Thank you very much. I still appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the presence of the Vice Chancellor of Fountain University, a woman who has been doing a lot of amazing job in ensuring that Fountain University is moving from leaps to bounds, Professor Olayinka Ramata Karim. I also want to recognize the Registrar of Fountain University, Mr. Adeneka Sharif. Ladies and gentlemen, on the management team is the boss of Fountain University, Ajia Silifat Ali Balogun. Also on the management team is our acting university librarian who also doubles as the university imam, Dr. Bakrin Sirajuddin. I recognize all deans of colleges, the Dean, School of Postgraduate School, Fountain University, Professor Abdulatif Usman. Thank you very much, sir. The Dean, College of Arts and Education, Professor Sharifat Labo Kukwala. Thank you very much, ma'am. Dean, College of Basic Medical and Health Sciences, Professor Mariam Dasala Adeoye. Thank you very much. The Dean, College of Management and Social Sciences, Dr. Imat Adenira. The Dean, College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor Hakim Sayabolanewa. I recognize all our directors, Director Center for Linkages, Collaboration and Advancement, Professor Eti Lawal. Director of Internal Audit, Mr. Isaka Adinariwo. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to move very quickly to our distinguished guests we have in our midst. I want to start with the husband to our Vice Chancellor, the man who is giving our Vice Chancellor a lot of support in ensuring that our Vice Chancellor continues to perform very, very excellently. Please join me. Yesterday, the Vice Chancellor pronounced his full name. I was able to steal one to add to my list. And I hope I will not call the full name because I don't think I have the right to do that. Please join me to appreciate Al-Haj Dr. Ayuba Adegboyega Karim. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the Vice Chancellor's mom, Al-Haja Titilayo Maya Karim. Thank you very much, ma'am. Also, family members of the Vice Chancellor, Ajia Laide Karim, thank you very much for coming. Ajia Hawa Maya Adeshokon, thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Kende Udushote, thank you very much for coming. Mr. Olalekan Udushote, thank you very much for coming. Mrs. Aduni Ogumoyero, thank you very much, ma'am, for coming. Mrs. Oluwatoyin Alade, thank you very much, ma'am, for coming. I want to especially recognize the presence of the immediate past Vice Chancellor of Fountain University and his wife. Please, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate Professor Amidu Olalekan Sani. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, his wife, Ajia Amina Sani, thank you very much, ma'am, for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to recognize the presence of the immediate past Registrar, Fountain University, Dr. Kekelomo Wasila Saleh. I want to specially recognize members of Osun State Fountain University Development Foundation here present. Thank you very much for coming. I want to recognize the presence representative of the Director of DSS, here represented by the Director of Operation, Dr. Rashid Adeloye. Thank you very much. So, I also recognize the presence of the INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner here in Osun State, Dr. Mutiu Aduke. Thank you very much, sir. I want to recognize the presence of the Executive Secretary, African Forest Forum in Kenya, Professor Labode Pukwala. Thank you very much. I am the former Vice Chancellor of Osun State University. Thank you very much. I want to especially recognize the G5. These are individuals who have donated magnificent project that we just commissioned. I want to thank you most sincerely for joining us today. May Allah continue to reward you abundantly. Distinguished guests, as I have list with me, I want to especially recognize the director because he's working. That is why he's not sitting over there, and I almost missed him. Hope you will not find me. Director of Academic Planning and the Chairman Ceremonies Committee, Professor Abdulrahman Oyegoke Abidemi Lamide. Thank you very much. I can see the NASFAT National Youth Secretary, Brother Tajidin Olashupo. Thank you for coming. The Executive Secretary, NASFAT Malam Adoge. Thank you very much for coming. I want to specially recognize Al-Haji Abdul Ghani Oyeladu. Thank you very much for coming. We still appreciate you. I can see the Chairman, Fountain University, Dr. Tijani Nasiru. Thank you very much. I can also see the President, Alumni Community, Mr. Shetima Adike. Thank you very much. I also want to specially recognize Professor Opeloye, member OSFUDEF. Thank you very much for coming. We still appreciate you. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, as soon as I have that list of invited guests, I will be introducing them accordingly. Thank you for your understanding. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the Vice Chancellor of Fountain University, Professor Olainka Otakanto. Please come forward to officially welcome us to the 14th Convocation Lecture of Fountain University, the Vice Chancellor.
Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim. Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Your Excellency, Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, ably represented by Professor Abdurrahman Salau, the Vice Chancellor of Confluence University of Science and Technology, Kogi State. Your Excellency, sir, Right Honorable Sabru Olajimeji Bankole, CFR, the Convocation Guest Lecturer, the Chairman Board of Trustees, NASFAT Society Worldwide, Chairman, the President, NASFAT Society, the Chairman Council of Elders, NASFAT Society, the Chief Missioner of NASFAT Society, the Royal and Spiritual Fathers here present, the Chairman Board of Trustees, Fountain University, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Governing Council of Fountain University, members of Board of Trustees of the University, members of Governing Council of the University, the former Vice Chancellor of Fountain University and sister universities here present, the Chairman Osun State Fountain University Development Forum, the Chairman Fountain University's Parents Forum, the principals officers of Fountain University, that is the registrar, the bursar, and the university librarian, the deans of our various colleges, the directors of various centers, members of Senate of Fountain University, distinguished members of staff of the university, members of NASFAT here present, parents, guardians, and friends of the university, the alumni body of the university, graduates, and students of Fountain University. Great Fountainians, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much. All praise is due to Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, who has granted us the blessings of life and the opportunity to witness this momentous occasion. May his peace and blessings be upon the noble Prophet Muhammad. It is with immense pleasure and great honor that I welcome you all to the convocation lecture of the 14th Convocation Ceremonies of Fountain University. The theme of this year's lecture is Faith-Based Universities as Catalysts for Ethical Leadership and National Transformation. This theme is both timely and profoundly relevant as we address the challenges of national building and emphasize the transformative power of values-based education. On behalf of the entire Fountain University community, I warmly welcome His Excellency, Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, ably represented by Professor Abdurrahman Salau, the Vice Chancellor of Confluence University of Science and Technology, Kogi State, who is there graciously serving as the chairman of this convocation lecture. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I also want to welcome His Excellency, Right Honorable Sabru Olajimeji Bankole, CFR, the 11th Speaker of the Nigerian House of Representatives between 2007 and 2011, as our esteemed 14th Convocation Lecturer. Sir, Your esteemed presence reflects your steadfast dedication to ethical leadership and transformative governance. We are truly privileged to have you spearhead this profound intellectual engagement. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as a mark of respect, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, as a mark of respect, I want to kindly invite everyone to join me in reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas for the repose of the soul of his beloved mother, who sadly passed on last week Friday. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Halijana Firidaus and provide comfort to him and the rest and the family during this difficult time. Please kindly join me to recite the Surah Al-Ikhlas. Bismillah. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Kulu Allahu Had. Allahu Samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Amen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Halijana Firidaus and provide comfort to you, sir. I'm deeply privileged to recognize and extend gratitude to our esteemed proprietors, the Nursery Lifati Society worldwide, ably represented here by the chairman of the board of trustees, as mentioned, Alhaji Dr. Wale Olashupo, the president, Alhaji Ayodeji Abdulwahid Abdulrauf, the former president too is Alhaji Ni Yusuf, the chief missioner, Imam Engineer Abdulaziz Unike, the past National Women Affairs Secretaries. I must recognize the women of Alijana. The past Women Affairs Secretaries are here, Alhaja Nafisat Arugundade and Alhaja Samiat Mumini. The current National Women Affairs Secretary, Alhaja Ganiat Babalola. We recognize you and we sincerely appreciate your presence, and all the women of Alijana of Nasfat and all members of Nasfat that are here too, most especially from Osun State. We recognize and we appreciate your presence. Your unwavering dedication, visionary leadership, and boundless generosity have been pivotal in shaping and advancing the vision and mission of this great institute. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my profound appreciation also goes to Professor Yusuf Olaolu Ali, SAN, the chairman of the board of trustees of Fountain University, and our Dr. Awah Ibrahim, the pro-chancellor and the chairman of governing council. The members of the board of trustees, they just had their meeting, and the governing council of the university are equally recognized. And also recognize the former chairman of board of trustees, Alhaji Dr. Adeyinka Adiola, and also the former pro-chancellor of the university. Your continuous support and guidance have been instrumental in the growth and success of our institution. To our royal fathers here and spiritual fathers that are present, your esteemed presence serve as a profound testament to the enduring bond between our institution and the communities we are privileged to serve. Your wisdom, unwavering support, and guiding influence continue to inspire and strengthen our collective mission. We are profoundly grateful to you all. I equally recognize all former principals, officers of the university, the vice chancellor, most especially the immediate past vice chancellor of the university, Professor Amidu Olalekan Sani, and the immediate past registrar of the university, Dr. Kikelomo Salim, and representatives of sisters universities, as well as government officials that are here. A special acknowledgement also goes to my dear husband that is always supporting my cause, Dr. Adegboyega Karim, and my family, thank you, and my family members for their unwavering support and attendance. I also extend our heartfelt appreciation to all our distinguished guests who have traveled from far and near, as well as those that are joining us virtually to celebrate these significant milestones. Your presence, both in person and online, not only graces this occasion, but also inspires us to continue our relentless pursuit of excellence and meaningful impacts. Finally, I offer my profound gratitude to the management team, the registrar, the bursar, the librarian, dedicated staff of this university, our outstanding students of Fountain University, the great Fountainians. Your tireless efforts, commitment to upholding the ideals of this institution, and remarkable dedication have been instrumental in ensuring the success of our 14th convocation ceremonies. Together, we will continue to chart new paths of distinction and innovation. Fountain University stands as a beacon of academic excellence, and you will all agree with me on that, and moral rectitude, guided by the enduring principles of Islam as our foundation. Our mandate transcends the conference of degrees. We are committed to nurturing leaders who are imbued with a sense of purpose, integrity, and responsibility. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's team is a clarion call to examine the transformative potential of faith-based in universities that we belong to in shaping ethical leadership and fostering national development. In a world grappling with leadership challenges, institutions like ours have a unique role in instilling values that drive societal progress. I'm highly confident that our distinguished guest lecturer, Right Honorable Oladimeji Bankole, will provide deep insights, actionable strategies to harness this potential. Ladies and gentlemen, this convocation lecture stands as one of the crown jewels of a week filled with impactful activities celebrating our 14th convocation ceremonies. The journey commenced on Wednesday, January 8th, with a press briefing, setting the stage for the celebrations. This was followed by thrilling sports competitions that highlighted the talent, teamwork within our vibrant university community. Our entrepreneurship, research, and innovation program showcased our unwavering commitment to bridging the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical applications, further emphasizing our dedication to societal transformation. The Merit Award that was held on Thursday also celebrated the remarkable contributions of our dedicated staff, outstanding students, accomplished alumni, and supportive community members. Yesterday, we were graced with the second Walimatul Quran of 11 students and 1 staff of the university, featuring a soul-enriching lecture delivered by the Grand Imam of Sheikh Dr. Imam Muhyiddin Salman Hussein. This spiritual uplifting event emphasizes our commitment to holistic education with moral and spiritual development. Today has been particularly remarkable as we witness the commissioning of transformative projects generously donated to our university alongside the moot courts built by the university. Earlier this morning, the G5 projects donated by Alhaji Yunus Olalekan Solim, the chairman of Council of Elders of NASFAT, Alhaji Ayoku Leaji, Alhaji Sharif Mojirola Yusuf, Dr. Kafayat Abdurrasak ON, and Alhaji Dr. Adeyinka Adiola were officially commissioned. Immediately following this lecture, inshallah, we proceed to the commission the Shoreline Energy International Academic Building, graciously donated by Chief Kola Karim Diagbaoye of Ibadan land. These remarkable additions are a testament to the unwavering commitment of our benefactors to the growth and development of Fountain University. Tomorrow, inshallah, Tuesday, January 14th, the grand convocation ceremony will culminate in the conferment of degrees across various disciplines. It will be a joyous celebration of the achievements of our graduates, the pride of Fountain University. As they embark on the next phase of their journey, we warmly invite you to join us in celebrating this significant milestone. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your kind attention. And once again, I'm appreciating your attendance. May today's lecture ignite transformative actions and serve as a beacon of inspiration for all of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless us and mostly bless Fountain University. Fountain leads. Thank you so much.
Very much, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. That was the address of the Vice Chancellor. Please note, distinguished guests, that this event is being streamed live. If you have people that would like to join us but are not available, they can please search for Fountain University on YouTube. This event is live on YouTube. And for those who might want to use Zoom, the link to join is bit.ly/FUO14. Thank you very much. I want to quickly recognize the presence of the Secretary, Board of Trustees of NASFAT, Oloye Ibrahim Remi Babalola. Thank you very much for coming. We sincerely appreciate you. Distinguished guests and gentlemen, now is the time for us to listen to the address of Chairman of today's occasion. Respectfully, please join me to appreciate His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Governor Usman Ododo, represented by the Vice Chancellor of Confluence University of Science and Technology, Professor Abdulrahman Salau. Please let's join our hands together to appreciate the Vice Chancellor representing the Executive Governor of Kogi State.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد إنك الحميد المجيد. The most distinguished, right honorable, the 11th Speaker of a House of Representatives, the Vice Chancellor, please permit me not to commit error by just observing the already well-established protocol by the MC of this program, so that we can save time. So you are all well respected, most especially our distinguished SAN, Dr. Yusuf Ali. Please permit me to also lay my voice to the death of our mother by asking us to recite one ayat kursi and 3 qul huwa Allah for Allah to continue to grant her eternal peace. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أحد الله لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. يا رب أنت كلام بيس. آمين. The commission of my government, His Excellency, to begin on his behalf because of state exigencies, he could not do himself. He turned up all the level of energy to the university. Then I will now read his address. Your Excellencies, distinguished members of the governing council, staff, students, proud parents of Fountain University Oshobo, ladies and gentlemen. Great honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you as chairman of this official institution, which obtained from the commissioner lecture of Fountain University. I am grateful for the invitation, and I extend my warm congratulations to the university community on reaching yet another significant milestone in its journey of excellence. This ceremony is indeed a momentous occasion for the graduating students who are placed as the university community and the nation at large. I want to begin by expressing my sincere commendations to the founders of this great institution, the NASFAT. As Islamic organizations in Nigeria, they have demonstrated remarkable foresight and commitment to establish this institution in a world where quality education is increasingly vital. You have provided young men and women a platform to acquire knowledge and skill with a framework of sound moral and ethical values. Establishing a faithful university is not a small feat. It is a testament to your dedication to the development of our nation. By establishing and funding Fountain University, NASFAT has demonstrated commendable leadership in bridging the gap between the spirituality and intellectual development. Fountain University is a shining example of how Islamic principles can harmoniously blend with academic rigor to produce morally upright and intellectually sound graduates. The theme of this year's convocation lecture, the faith-based university as a catalyst, ethical leadership and national transformation, is timely and relevant. It underscores the critical role the faith-based university like Fountain play in shaping not just the minds, but also the character of our future leaders. Ethical leadership is the bedrock of any successful society. I firmly believe that institutions grounded in faith are uniquely positioned to inculcate the value of integrity, accountability, and services that are essential for effective leadership. As an Islamic organization, NASFAT has shown that education is not merely about acquiring knowledge, but also shaping individuals who can lead with integrity and serve as a catalyst for the societal transformation. As the governor of Kogi State, I am delighted to share with you some of the achievements and plan of our administration in the education sector. The state has established 3 universities and they are well funded, which I'm one of the vice chancellor. Just to save your time, the state has developed as a dedicated most of its budget annually to the educational sector. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the achievement of Fountain University, and its graduating students today, let us also reflect on the collective responsibility we must take to sustain the ideals of ethical leadership and national transformation. Faith-based universities like Fountain have set the standard. It is incumbent upon all stakeholders, government, religious organizations, sector, to collaborate to advance the education as a positive change. The students of Fountain University, I say congratulations. I've worked hard to reach this milestone. And you should be proud of your achievement. As you step into the world, remember, you have learned here and strive to be ethical leaders in your choosing career. The future of our nation rests on your shoulders. I am keen to share some advice with you as you embark on this new chapter of life. That is, you are an medical leadership. You have to inculcate critical thinking. You have to foster collaboration and teamwork, embrace diversity and inclusivity, develop emotional intelligence, achieve your passion, be resilient and adaptable, give back to your community, most especially university, and stay true to your value to graduate. Learning and keep growing. Thank you. I thank the management and staff of the Fountain University for their dedication to nurturing young minds. I also thank the parents and guidance for their unwavering support. Thank you. May Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to Fountain University of Science and Technology, Kogi State and Federal Republic of Nigeria. Amen. I am honored and privileged to declare this convocation lecture of 14th convocation of Fountain University. On this note, he directed me to have a token donation to this university of 20 million naira. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we can do that technique again. Thank you very much, Sir Prof. We sincerely appreciate you. Kindly extend our gratitude to His Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, Governor Ahmed Usman Odubo, for that generous donation. May Allah continue to reward him abundantly. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to taking the citation of the guest lecturer, of a convocation lecture rather, we'd like to have a very short but interesting presentation from the sarcophagus group, a student from the Department of Arabic and Islamic Studies, for a very short presentation to welcome and at the same time entertain us. The sarcophagus group, please, kindly come forward.
مقام لدى سدرات المنتهى يا مدى لا شك للمصطفى مقام وتلا ما مثله فأوحى إليه شديد القوى لدى سدرات المنتهى ما دل شك للمصطفى مقامه وتالله ما مثله لئن كلم الله موسى على شريف من الطور فوق السماء فإن النبي أبا القاسم حبيب رسالتي فوق السماء على مقام لدى سدرات المنتهى لأحمد لا شك للمصطفى مقام وتالله ما مثله فأوحى إليه شديد القوى.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته يا سماحة الوالد.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي أحيانا بعدما ماتنا والله النشور.
يا والد، أستعد للمدرسة وأنا الآن أذهب.
بارك الله فيك. خذ الفلوس واستخرج منها رسوم المدرسة وكل ما تحتاج إليه. لابد أن تكون مجتهدا لكي تصير مهندسا. بارك الله فيك.
آمين. نعم، وسترى ذلك إن شاء الله. جزاكم الله خيرا. شكرا لكم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أنا عايدة.
الله فيك ابنتي. ليست هي المدرسة، ليست مكانك يا مكانك يا ولدي. حسبك أن تكوني تاجرة في السوق. الآن فاذهبي وخذي البضائع والحكي بأمك في السوق فورا. بارك الله فيك ابنتي.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. ما لي أراك تحملين البضاعة؟ أين تقصدين؟ كيف حالك أولا؟ أنت يا أبا عائشة كيف حالك؟ أرى عائشة في الطريق تبيع البضاعة. سبحان الله، تساعد أمها في مثل هذا الوقت. ألا تعرف أن الوقت المفقود لنا بالنقود؟ فضل معي فضل معي. ألا تقرأ عن أمهات المؤمنين؟ أمنا عائشة رضي الله تعالى عنها، أتعرف أنها فقيهة مفقهة؟ عرفت ذلك؟ وعلمت أنها عالمة معلمة؟ عرفت ذلك؟ وكيف تبخس ابنتك حقها؟ لا 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 تجعلها امرأة ساقطة. هناك بعض الحاجات لابد أن تفهمها. هل تسمع عن جامعة فونتي في مدينة أوسوبو؟
كبيرة ثقافية إسلامية.
ما شاء الله. وأن تعرف من رأس هذه الجامعة؟
أنا لا أدري رئيس الجامعة.
أنا أقول لك وأصدق القول. رئيس هذه الجامعة امرأة، وهي سماءة البروفيسور الله ينقى رحمة كريم. المرأة رئيس الجامعة، لولا أنها تعلمت وأصبحت عالمة كيف تحصل إلى هذه المكانة العالية؟ لذلك لا يليق لك أن تبخس ابنتك حقها. ثانيا، هناك عميد كلية الآداب والتربية في نفس الجامعة، وهي أيضا عالما. لولا أنها عالما ومتعلما لما أصلت إلى درجة بروفيسور. إنها مرأة بروفيسور شريفة لابي تقولا لابقولا أدرو. لمن كيف تصل إلى هذه المكانة العالية؟ أنت يا عائشة أرجوك ثم أرجوك، أبوك سيتغير إلى أحسن فأحسن. وأنا أقول لك أيضا أن تعرف أن عميد كلية العلوم الطبية أيضا امرأة في نفس الجامعة، فونتين أيضا. هي بروفيسور مريم الدوي، هي أيضا عالما. لذلك أصبحت إلى هذه المكانة العالية. والله وأحبك تتغير إلى أحسن فأحسن. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the display from the Thakwafa Group of Fante University. The play is centered on the importance of girl education. As we have seen in the play, that two children came to their father going to the school, and the father gave the he needed in the school, and he told him that make sure you are industrious and in your studies so that you can become in the future. And when it's later the girl, if the father denied the girl what she wants, she told her that go to the market and be working, go and help your mother in the market. The school is not a place for you. And the sheikh was hearing their conversation. He came to him and he said that, why, father, why do you deny your girl child education? And the father replied the same thing, that that child does not need education. He just need to go to the markets, about and up, and do this thing and do this thing. And the sheikh mentioned that, you know, our mother, Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she was a scholar. If she didn't learn, how will he attend this position? Also in this our great university, our mother, the vice chancellor, is also a female and is a woman. If she didn't learn, how will he attend a position? Also the books of various colleges or in this our university, the book of the College of Arts and Education. So Professor Sarifat Laba Kukola, she's also a woman. If she didn't learn, how will he attend this position? So that in conclusion, the Prophet said, you want to enter paradise. If you want to enter paradise, make sure we give our children sound education, especially our female children, so that they can be in transformation of this Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Because of our time, we will move very quickly to taking the citation of our convocation lecturer. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the University Orator, Dr. Taufik Olushola Ayinde, to please come forward to take the citation of our convocation lecturer for him to commence his presentation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I invite the convocation lecturer for today to stand and remain standing while I read this citation. But on a Friday, November 14th, 1969, corresponding to 3rd Ramadan, during the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, 1389 after Hijrah, to a prominent businessman come political juggernaut, King Shuarao Alani Bankole, and late Iya Adeni of Egbaland, Alaja Monsurat Atinuke Bankole, who passed alas this past Friday, January 10, 2025, after a brief illness, at an impactful age of 78. Young Bankole began his secondary school education at the Two Boys Academy in Abeokuta in 1979, and later proceeded
to the Albany College, London in 1985 for his A-levels. In 1989, he secured admission to the University of Reading in England to study economics and graduated in 1991. Simultaneously, he enrolled for a short course at the University of Oxford's Officers Training Corps. He graduated in Military Tactics MTQ 1 and 2 in 1991. A round of applause, please. His military career advanced with a successful completion of the fast-track officers course at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, in the same year. Furthering his academic pursuits, Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole had a Master of Public Administration degree from the John Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University in 2005. With a specialization in public finance, negotiations, and volatility. In 2014, he became a Master Fellow in Public Policy and Strategic Management at Harvard University, affirming his expertise in governance and strategy. Beyond academic excellence, Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole has built an illustrious career in the private sector, especially in the areas of business and international development. He served as the Chief Economic Officer at Aspire Infrastructure and Vice President of Africa House, United Kingdom. This was done alongside membership of global corporate groups. Previously, Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole was the top rights agency Nigeria Limited from 1985 until 1998. Executive Director of Operations of West African Aluminium Products Limited from 1998 until 2004, and Director of ASA Limited from year 2000 until year 2003. Besides, Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole has made profound contributions to public service, community development, and nation building. Sadly, in the year 2003, he was elected to the House of Representatives to the Abeokuta South Federal Constituency of Ogun State. He was the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Finance and was also previously Chairman of House Committee on Land Transport. Other committees he has sat on are the panels on defense, internal affairs, and banking and currency. Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole was elected in April 2007. At the height of all this, he made history as the youngest federal speaker of the House of Representatives of Nigeria, serving from the year 2007 to 2011 at the remarkable age of 37. A round of applause, please. This made him the longest speaker of the House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a proud Muslim Yoruba man of aristocratic heritage. Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole holds the title of Ashamu of the Yorubaland of the state, a passionate polo player. He is affiliated to the Lagos Polo Club and the Ghana's Polo Club. Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole is a dedicated family man, married with children, and continues to inspire through his contributions to Nigeria's growth and his impactful presence in the international arena. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I invite Right Honorable Saburo Oladimeji Bankole as he delivers the 14th Convocation lecture of Frontier University, Osogbo, entitled "These Universities as Catalysts for Ethical Leadership and National Transformation." Thank you so much.
Please sit down. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, hereby represented. And I dare say, the Governor of Osun State in absentia as well. Please allow me to stand on existing protocols, please. However, I would like to pay special regard to the Vice Chancellor and all the Elijahs seated in front here today. This is as you can see, it's okay, it's all right. It's all right. As you can see, this is a bit difficult for me this afternoon. I had psyched myself up on my way here that I will handle this. But the moment I saw these Elijahs in front, it became a problem. So I will do my best to, but if I lose it a bit, please blame my mothers in front of me here. I see you read this citation about me. Well, that citation that you read has very little to do with me. I must confess to you. In fact, I cannot claim any credit on that citation. My dear uncle and Egba Prince will tell you that where we come from in Egba land, we're very particular about success and succession. There is no success without succession whatsoever. So all the citation you read belong to Elijah Bankole, not me. And even though I contemplated not coming, I realized that as Iya Dini of Egbalan, she would love me to be here. So I definitely had to make sure I come, even though you may see a man cry like a baby. But there you go. The other special recognition will go to the mother of Agbaoye. Mommy, salamu alaikum. Ẹ ṣé gan, ẹ kú àdúrótì, ẹ kú tọ́jú wa, ẹ kú rọ̀jú. Okay, so let me go straight to the lecture. If you are a student, can you raise up your hand, please? Okay, can you put your hands down? I'm going to ask that question a second time, and this time I want a better response. If you are a student, raise up your hand, let me see. Thank you, put your hands down. The question that you should ask yourself is this, and don't forget, take this home with you. The question you ask yourself, why was there a difference between the response to the same question the second time? Why did you decide to respond better the second time? It has nothing to do with knowledge. It has everything to do with character. Take that with you. Whatever the reason is that made you not raise your hand up the first time, go and solve that problem, because that's what's going to make the difference between university life here and university of life outside. Okay. If you have a copy of the lecture, can you raise up your hand as well? Okay, so put your hands down. So there's no point of me reading this lecture anymore now.
No, there isn't. Because you all have it and you should have read it by now. And if you have not read it, you can read it afterwards. Abi? So I will just rush through it. And then I can pause at some point so that we don't lose each other. Correct? Okay. Again, let me say assalamu alaikum to everybody here. So the first part of the lecture basically talks about the introduction before I go to the curtsies. The introduction basically goes through faith and worship. And from time immemorial, we have always had the basis of faith and worship as learning and instruction worldwide in many traditions, adherents of the three Abrahamic faiths. Basically, Islam is one of the Abrahamic faiths, and the others we call the people of the book. As Muslims, we don't refer to ourselves as the people of the book. We're just Muslims. But the book of the Quran is not a book that we refer ourselves to, but we're just Muslims. However, the other two books, the Torah and the Bible, those are the people who refer to the people. Am I correct, professors in Islamic? Eh? Thank you, sirs. This book basically gives us instructions that outline the adherence to the prescriptive and prohibitive conduct and social relations in order and progress in human societies. Order and progress in human societies. The message that formed the basis of the belief systems came by divine revelation. I'm sure we all understand what that means. And are captured in holy texts that the believer is enjoined to study and approximate in their daily lives. As Muslim, we read our Quran and we'll pray 5 times a day. The Torah or Judaism and the Christians have their way of sorting themselves out as well. The history of tertiary education tells all about the pioneering roles of faith-based institutions. Again, I'll give you a few examples. Some of our students don't know this, but take this bank. The first ever university on earth was founded by a woman. I say again, the first ever university, Al-Karawi University in Morocco, Fez, Morocco, was founded in 859 AD by a Tunisian woman called Fatima Al-Firi. The first faith-based university. Another one, Al-Azhar University in Cairo, was established in 1970. Established in 970 AD. This is many years before University of Oxford, which I attended. By the way, you said a short course in Oxford University. I attended Oxford University between 1989 and 1991. 3 years. So, Emma Guillaume, it's not. I know. Okay, before Oxford University, before Cambridge University, and before Harvard University. So we had these faith-based Islamic universities hundreds of years before Western education ever came. Although they wouldn't tell you that on CNN and BBC and the rest of it. Our own school, founded by Sheikh Adam Abdullahi Hillary. I'm sure some of us are aware of him. If you haven't, you better go and find out more in Agege. It's also another institution that has produced over the years medical doctors, engineers, and so on and so forth. In 1824, I refer to Hugh Clapperton, one of our colonizers, when he visited the Sultan of Sokoto, that is Sultan Bello in Sokoto. He was surprised, astonished to find out that Sultan Bello at that time was already studying what we call the Euclid's Elements, a book of mathematics. So basically, everyone find out because most of this education came from the eastern part of the world before it even got to the west. Sorry, I'm allowed to interject in Yoruba. Is that okay? I'm just trying to rush through. Okay, so faith-based education has been an incubator for birthing and inspiring agents of positive change in society, which was the story of the madrasas built for worship and scholarship in Timbuktu. Now, we all know about Mali, right? That's why Tamakwa ni Esin Mali. Esin wa onse esin to lewu. It was only because we were influenced by Mali that they call us. Timbuktu was a very small, successful trading post, but after the establishment of Islam and universities there, it was turned into a center of commerce and scholarship where connections between Arab and Islamic and West African people were engaged in trading, learning, and so on and so forth. Also, the influence of the Malians, as you can see, can be seen in Yoruba land and Hausa land, can be seen how our culture influence each other, particularly in the way we dress, Weda and Babariga and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm going to read this part word for word so that I don't miss the point. In addition, there are generally sayings and conventions of the fathers and founders of the faith that are also encapsulated in volumes that the believer is mandated, I say again, mandated to study and imbibe for wholesome and productive living. More prominent of the later are the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The primacy of the ulama and frontline role assigned to the shura and masjids of learned representatives of the people, both instituted for the good order and effective organization of Islamic society. Equally, the compelling injunction that the Ummah study the Holy Scripture and observe the daily prayers, all of the daily prayers, also in their separate ways, call attention to the need for a knowledge-based connection with the Almighty Allah in Islamic worldview. I'm going to add a little bit in Yoruba here. What that is basically saying, in my view, is that in this world, ó dàbí ẹni pé ọ̀nà márùn-ún ni, or rather, should I say, àwọn group márùn-ún ni Ọlọ́run gbé ayé fún. Is there any senior imam here? That was a trick question now. So if tomato fresh, get to the just in case. Bó ṣe yé mi lèmi ṣe ń sọ yìí o. Ó bẹ ní pé àwọn márùn-ún lọ́lọ́run gbáyé fún. Number one ni the custodians of our Holy Quran. Am I communicating? Custodians of the Holy. Wọ́n ra wá ń lẹ̀ o, wọ́n fún wá sí number one o. Àwọn tó fi síbẹ̀ nìyẹn o. Number two, intellectuals. Again, that's knowledge now. Our intellectuals. Oríṣiríṣi professors ló wà níbí o. That's number two. On the hierarchy, in most cases, both of 1 and 2 sometimes the same. Because I know that some imams today who do not understand or who may not realize that to be an imam 100 years ago, you must also be a sound intellectual. Sometimes up to doctorate level, not only in Arabic studies, but in all the social studies, philosophy, sociology. Before you qualify to be an imam, I don't know what the qualification is these days, but 100 and so years ago, you had to be those. Number 3, the military, police, paramilitary. And in number 3, because they must defend the virtues of number 1 and 2. Number 4, ìyẹn ló kọ àwọn olóṣèlú, àwọn tó wà níjọba. Number 4, Ọlọ́run ò gbé wọn síwájú o. Number 4 ló gbé wọn sí o. So that you just realize what our society has become. I'm saying this because I don't want Fountain to forget the responsibilities that they need to continue to imbibe. Number 5, the last one. Yes, rich people, billionaires. Ọlọ́run wọn lẹ̀ kò fún wọn ṣaṣíwájú. Òun ló fi sí last position. So society tó bá ti ń worship àwọn tó ń náwó, àwọn tó ń fi tọ́lọ́run fi sí number 1 ìṣòro. Nǹkan tó bá dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọlá society yẹn. I think I will stop there. Abi? Elijah, should I fire on? Thank you, ma. No, mi ò sí ìjọba mọ́ mi lè sọ bá ṣe wù mí. Okay. Learning is a core aspect of Islam. Indeed, it can be safely averred that Islam itself is learning. That is why the madrasa, that is house of learning, occupies a central place in every Islamic society. Hence, the weight accorded to teachers, not only in Islamic cosmos, but also in all other world religions. Prophet Isa, the messenger of the Christian faith, is after all usually described in the scripture as rabbi, which means teacher. Again, my dear young students, teacher non pe Muhammadu, ke mo be se pẹ̀lú àwọn teacher yín nísìnyí. La ilaha illallah. The Holy Prophet Muhammad instructed that all Muslims are obligated to learn. I say again, Prophet Muhammad instructed that all Muslims are obligated to learn. The Quran alludes to the overarching significance of learning with a supplicatory verse that beseeches, and I quote, "My Lord, increase me in knowledge," verse 21:14, Surah Taha. I've made statements to highlight the central place of learning in Islam. In contemporary time, every degree certificate issued by institutions of higher learning avers that the recipient has been found worthy in learning and character, both learning and character. That's what your certificate implies. You ask yourself, how many of us are first class and yet à ń sọ pé dájú ò mọ nǹkan tó ń sọ àti mọ́mí ò mọ nǹkan tó ń sọ? Ask yourself that. Anyway, enough there. Let me go to the courtesies. I will begin by appreciating the council and management of the Fountain University for the honor of inviting me. Thank you. Although it took you 14 years to invite me, so returning. And here, I understand Fountain University was established in 2007, the same year I became speaker. Ugao. I try you. It says youth-focused Islamic missionary outreach. Youth-focused Islam. And I was the youngest speaker as well, though. Okay. Continue. Anyway, I forward ideas, Over the last 16 years, Fountain University has grown into a distinguished private tertiary institution offering a blend of secular and ethical education. The university has 5 colleges offering 26 undergraduate programs, various sub-degree courses, and postgraduate courses. And recent expansions include the College of Education and enhanced facilities across all campuses. Early, in just over a decade and a half, the giant strides recorded by universities has dwarfed its number of years of existence. That is, you are overachieving. Clap for yourself now. Okay, don't clap for yourself. Nigeria that way, nobody will clap for you. Credit must go to the leadership of the university, made up of Malam Yusuf Olaolo Ali, SAN, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. A.W. Ibrahim, FCA, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Council, and Professor Layin Karamata Karim, the Vice Chancellor, and all the former councillors and those that I've not mentioned. I must also salute the successive Vice Chancellors of this great institution, whose illustrious pioneering exertions have laid a solid foundation that the incumbent continues to build up. Without seeking to patronize her, let me say that Professor Karim's emergence as the first female. Okay, wait now. Okay. And I don't see, I'm not trying to embarrass you, VC, but there you go. At least I ain't like to but let me. Okay. As the university forges ahead in meeting the challenges attendant upon its growth, I wish its council and management staff and students, as well as the body of alumni, which today's graduates will be joining, all the best in the society. May Almighty Allah continue to grant them the renewed energy and enablement with which to make Fountain University to attain, maintain, and sustain the enviable status of world-class tertiary institutions, domiciled in the serene ambience of Oshogbo in Osun State. I mean it when I say this. I am not quite sure what the targets that Fountain University is setting itself, but I mean it when I say that Fountain University would attain, maintain, and sustain the enviable status of a world-class tertiary institution. It will take time. It will take time. So I'm going to jump to page 14 for those of you who have the paper with you. Well, 14 on my own paper, but the page that refers to the paragraph that starts with, in Islamic society, education is funded from the endowment of court and the generosity of worshippers in accordance to the Quranic injunction to zakat. Flash a day. Am I communicating? Coco. So, 20 million. Oh, that's not ours. I know the budget of your state now. Former speaker, I understand now. Now. It's not your father's money. Okay. About 20 million. No. Me go. Legba, ṣé kí n ṣẹgbà fún yín? Ẹ la sọ fún wọn pé a kò gbàṣẹ. No. Àgbà oyè ti fún ọ ní búrúdì ní bíbáyìí. Mo sure pé 20 is only a fraction of what it cost. So and that is the Vice Chancellor's family, in-law. In-law to one new people won. And you want to be 20 million, one part of me. No. 20 million. That's $11,000, $12,000. Oh. ìyá mi gan á jí bínú síbi tá ẹ wà ẹ̀bẹ̀ ṣe ń bá lọ yìí. Please help us review that. By the way, there are universities that my family has supported over the years. But we never ask them to things anywhere. We don't do that. At least I know of a university to go over 1 billion. Through Iyadini at your Chifalani at our abroad. So please, am I insult back on the 20 million? So whatever contributions my family will make will be discreet in our tradition of doing things. And until this is zakat, which means there are blessings that come with it. I think enough said on the money part, I mean, because I had to emphasize that one because that's the core of the matter. I'm just trying to go because most of us have the, and if we need to print more, please, VC, we should go ahead. I want to go straight to my suggestions on how to move things forward without going too technical on all right, because I don't want to bore us too much. As I've been saying before, before that, I will go to private. I said faith-based university today stand at the vanguard of a historic assignment of restoring virtue, character, and decorum in our national life. I say again, faith-based universities today stand at the vanguard of a historic assignment of restoring virtue, character, and decorum in our national life. The deleterious effects of globalization, coupled with numerous missed opportunities front, now summon us to a new approach to learning that situates our children and wards as frontline combatants in the war to rescue our society from its ills. I dare say the competence advertised by their result is not likely to be as useful in this mission as the integrity and character that bring to the assignment. Basically, what I'm saying is this, and a lot of us in Southwest Nigeria can attest to what I'm saying. Yes, our children go to these schools and they get, in fact, everybody will need a degree by. 99% of university students come out with a degree. Once you're here, you will get your degree. It may be first, it may be 2-1, it may be 2-2, you will get your degree. However, so what? I know your degree, and our country is still a mess. In fact, one saw Japa, as if it's a new phenomenon. I remember as far back as 1991, not Japa now. And it's only because the places that our children go to, the countries to, have a shortage in a particular field that they need to be filled. That's why they open the doors for our children to come and fill those. Because not because they like us. When in the early 90s, UK was short of doctors, they opened the field for University of Ibadan, University of Lagos students to become doctors about 5 years later, when they met their quota, they shut the door again. Now they have what they call Brexit. As soon as they had Brexit, they now add shortage of lawyers, shortage of computer engineers, shortage of doctors, shortage of nurses. Then they open the doors again. After a while, they will close the door because they would have reached their quota. In fact, it's so embarrassing that most of us in Southwest are training our children to go and live abroad. As if that is a new status symbol. TCW, not just in the city. Everybody, Yoruba land now's idea of progress is your child to. So, Taluma translation. It's not like that in other parts of Nigeria, just for the record. Okay. Character always matters. It is therefore, by the way, there are some things I like to say, but because of all these cameras, can't. Character always matters. It is therefore to the molding of character that we must all pay increased attention and devote our energies. In this endeavor, faith-based universities of the Islamic variant cannot afford to join in the frenzy that now appears to have overtaken both the secular counterparts as well as other faith-based institutions. Now, I'm not only talking about Islamic faith-based institutions. I went to a school called Baptist Boys High School, not Baptist Academy. Orator Emma school and no go down jail. Registrar. Baptist Boys High School. We have a motto called Nulli Secondus. Second to nobody, you know. A Christian faith-based institution. But I'm a Muslim. That's the reason I went there. His great, his uncle went there, so which means the third generation in that school. All Muslims. My son went to that school. Yes? Because it's our school. The Bible, but it's really a change. My uncle is there. You introduce him as Lavi. I will give you a honey. We're talking about Prophet Isa, Yeshua. Jacob, Yakubu, Abeko, Yusuf, Joseph. But we're still Muslims. And nobody ever tried to force us to be anything else. So this solution is not only going to come from the Islamic society as well, but also from the other faith. And please do not discourage our culture. Which means culture is extremely important to me. For some of us who may be confused about traditions and traditional religion, if you truly, and I don't want to get into trouble over this one, Prof. If you understand your traditional religion, dada, take it 419. Toba te fun e dada wan ni ko para lo ka Quran. Mi o en ya mi. No. Yes, I'm an Oxford graduate. I'm a Harvard graduate, but thank you. Okay, let's go to the solution so we can wrap this. Am I communicating, right? Okay, so let's go to the solutions. Right. I say again, character always matters. And to that extent, there has to be a new compact. New compact now has to be formulated to undergird this drive. And therefore, I have 7 imperatives to propose to Islamic-based institutions of higher learning to enable us take the driver's seat in the urgent test for nurturing ethical leadership and promotion of national transformation. Number 1, again, this is not gospel, these are judgments. And I stand to be corrected, please. Faith-based university must be at the forefront of combating the competing social pressures to piety and godliness amongst our children. They must combat wholesomely the onset and effects of negative peer pressure, as well as the wanton predispositions of the so-called woke generation. Am I communicating? You know, this new thing they call woke. You know what they mean by woke now? You don't? Okay. Abi, go and Google what they mean by woke. You may begin to understand some of the things happening in the world today, especially our parents, so you can understand what your kids, your children are hiding from you. In this regard, an aversion to cheating in any of its forms, but especially at examination, must be an article of faith for Islamic-oriented institutions of higher learning. Lately, there has been an incipient clamor around the seeming of a generosity in the award of first-class degrees in private universities in Nigeria. If I carry on with this point, I will get into trouble. So, it's just that there are lots of first-class degrees all over the place now, which suggests that maybe there are smarter people than our fathers. I don't know, but am I, professors? Am I communicating? Thank you. Faith-based university must always aim, first and foremost, for nurturing first-class characters. First-class characters, not necessarily first-class. Of course, it's associated with glowing academic credentials. Number 2, the worsening phenomenon of out-of-school children in Nigeria poses a special challenge to Islamic-based universities. This is because statistics show that the locations of high incidence and occurrence of the phenomenon largely mirrors areas of majority Muslim population in our country. That point, I hope you understand me. That is, ibi táwọn ọmọdé ò ti lọ léèwé mọ́, àdúgbò ibi táwọn Muslims wà ló pọ̀ jù sí. That's a major indictment. 15 years ago, it wasn't even like that. 20 years ago, it wasn't like that. Before they start associating Islam to societies that no longer take care of their children. Number 3, the rising cost of education and the continuing retrenchment of state participation in education present specific challenges that increase philanthropy to promote access to education for the underprivileged can help to address. Islam enjoins us to zakat. Again, Governor Shengbo, and this university and other Islamic faith institution must craft innovative town and gown initiatives that attract increased funding for the program and activity. Please, the point I'd like to make here is beyond universities. Our professors are lecturers. Some of you may not want to complain, but I know that when the new students come into their year one, some of you are shocked by the dismal level of basic English and mathematics. That is, the system is producing substandard students for you to cope with. So, and we've seen in your curriculums that you begin almost by going back to primary and secondary education introduction before the students now finally catch up. Now, why is that happening? And I wish the governors were here to say, primary education, primary health, those two things are the core responsibilities of local government. Foundation. About the foundation laying, if I go thanks to which in our work. So before you receive these students, you need the primary and secondary education to be above what it is today. And that will never happen unless local governments function. Because as far as our constitution is concerned, they're responsible. Primary health, primary education. So if primary health, that is, I want between the age of 1 and 10, that about told you that are health-wise, they will never reach their potential health-wise. That about told you that by giving them the primary education, they will become a problem for you at university education. We're even lucky that this is a private university where you endeavor to pay attention to them. So these are the lucky ones. But they're going to mix with the unlucky ones. Enough said. No. Number 6. Religion should not put itself in the position of being in contest with the culture of the people. I think I've already said that. That is, religion and culture should. Number 7, and last, the faith-based university should also seek to be the international. Okay, I say again, the faith-based university should also seek to be international in every sense of the term, in keeping with the stern word of the concept of the university. It must strive to bring the world to Nigeria, while also taking Nigeria to the world in its research efforts and academic offerings. That is, we don't mind us sending our children abroad, but we should be sending them with the idea that they should come back. Come out on the zone. No, I can say this now because, unknown to a lot of people, I could have decided to stay abroad as well. I was better qualified than 9% of those who were abroad. 99.9 safe. But like I said, there's no success without. To conclude, universities are estates of knowledge, but as people who versed in the management of estates will tell us, the wealth of the legacy is not just in the bricks and mortars of the building, or the certificates and cryptocurrencies and it's in his bank account, but more importantly, in the character and integrity of the intentions. Today's graduates are our inheritors. Finally, I will leave you with a quotation by the Wali Katsina Mohammed Bello, who lived in the 20th century, with an ancestral root in Borno, born in Katsina, seconded to Kotangora by the Caliphate to teach and sent to Kangara in Niger State to establish a judicial system. Now, I have to say all the definition of government on Sunday is very simple. Katsina, as we know, is Western Nigeria today, I mean? But this man was of Borno extraction. And in case some of us do not know, and for my Fulani and Hausa brothers that will be here, ìgbà táwọn ṣì ń wọ bàǹtẹ́ káàkiri, Quran wọ́n ti ń kà ní Borno. So that is where it all came from. No, in fact, I'm not apologizing for that stuff. That's your problem. But the quotes that I'm trying to get from Wali Katsina, Wali Bello, is this. He said, remember, Islam is your religion and learning is your tradition. I say again, Islam is your religion, learning is your tradition. Remember, Islam is your religion and learning is your tradition. I emphasize, we can only pray that the quality of the instruction and guardians that I've received in the university are fully equipped them for the journey ahead. This is for you students. So it is true. Okay, if you are graduating tomorrow, raise up your hand. Okay, those who are graduating tomorrow are not here. What's a miss? I wonder how that happened. Okay, if you are graduating next year, raise up your hand. Okay, if you are graduating the year after, raise up your hand. Okay, very good. Very, very good. My dear lecturers and professors, I want to end this by saying that I think we have more problems to solve. Àwọn àbúrò wa ń bẹ àtàwọn ọmọ wa ń bẹ báyìí understand pé kò sí níta mọ́. I hope and pray. Let me say it this way. Maybe I can communicate better this way. In some parts of Nigeria today, I won't mention the parts, but grandparents are still paying the school fees of their grandchildren. I say again, grandparents are paying the school fees of the grandchildren because the parents cannot afford it to pay the schools of their children. In fact, a very, very uncomfortable statistic shows that 8 out of 10 students receive money for their school fees from their mothers, not their fathers. I say again, should I stop? I should carry on. Okay. I say again, so you begin to understand what these kids are going through and begin to find solutions to it. Again, I say, kids, children are no longer being, let's leave it. Let's leave it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We can please have a seat. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Thank you very much. Please, once again, let us appreciate our convocation with a sounding round of applause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, once again, I want to welcome to this podium the Vice Chancellor of Fountain University to help us in appreciating our convocation lecturer and, of course, every other guest. The Vice Chancellor of Fountain University.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us please applaud our 14th convocation guest lecturer once again. You all agreed with me that the lecture has been a very in-depth lecture, a robust one, a lecture that is leaving all of us with the mind of what am I going to do next to contribute to the educational system. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire university, we are expressing our deep appreciation to our guest lecturer for this beautiful lecture. We thank you so much for even making it a day with us, despite the incidents that happened. Once again, we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant Mam Firdaus. I'm thanking you on behalf of the entire university. And I want to humbly invite the chairman for Board of Trustees of the university, Professor Yusuf Olaolu Ali, for the presentation of gifts on behalf of the university to the convocation guest lecturer.
On behalf of Fountain University, I'm presenting to you the best gift that can be given to a Muslim, a copy of the glorious Quran. This is the book of life and the book of the afterlife. On behalf of the university, all the organs and officers and men and students of Fountain University, I present to you this copy of the Holy Quran to continue to be a comforter and enlightener for you. May Allah accept what you have done for us today as an act of ibadah, for which we will reap the fruits manifold here and in the hereafter. So, to serve as a sweet recollection or that you are here, Fountain University Osogbo is giving you this award of excellence for the very excellent way you have presented an excellent lecture on an excellent occasion
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Imeji Sabur Bankole.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite our Pro-Chancellor, the Chairman of the Governing Council of Fountain University, for the presentation of our gifts to the Chairman of this occasion, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, ably represented by Professor Salman.
On behalf of the university, we are presenting a copy of the Holy Quran to Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State. Thanks so much. Yes. Thanks so much. May God bless you, sir. This is also a plan to mark the attendance of this, the chairing of this convocation, this 14th convocation of Fountain University by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Right after this program, we invite you to please join us for the commissioning of an academic building donated by Chief Kola Karim, right beside the newly commissioned AAA academic building. Please, right after this event, we invite you to join us for that commissioning. To give us the closing prayer, please join me to welcome the university missioner, Dr. Isa Wa'id Baro, so please come forth, please, closing prayer. After the closing prayer, we'll take the anthems in reverse order. And please request that we please stay in the hall for the convocation of the President Vice Chancellor to leave while we proceed to the academic building for commissioning.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Alhamdulillah awwalan wa akhiran. Alhamdulillah zahiran wa batinan. To Allah, this evening, finally, to see on the completion of this program. And so we're going to have various destinations and pray to Almighty Allah to guide us to destinations slowly. Now, when we feel that, salaman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's remember tomorrow is the grand finale of this 40th convocation ceremony, right in this very hall by 10 a.m. prompt. Please join us. Shall we rise to take the anthems of Fountain University, that of Osun State, and that of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The anthem of Fountain University. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us for the commissioning. Thank you for the commissioning of the academic building by Agbaoye. Yes, please, let's wait for our visitors to step out first. Let us get the pathway for our visitors to step out. Students, CSO, please, help manage the student not to go out for this. Please, let's get the pathway for our guests to leave, please. Kindly clear the pathway for our guests to leave first. Thank you very much.